Hello everyone, this is New Moon for July. The New Moon energies, it's been a heck of a time. There's so much solar out there, so much. And we've had solar flare kind of stuff going down and yeah. So if you're experiencing headaches, fatigues, anxiety or whatever, if you're feeling kind of more headache, fatigue, make sure you get your electrolytes, stay hydrated, Epsom salt baths, rest, try and stay cool if you're in the northern hemisphere where it is summer currently. And if you're down under, lucky you for winter. Yes, depending on where you live. But so if you're having that, if you're on the more anxious side, things like exercise, grounding, exercise I find is a really big one for me, for if I'm having that kind of anxious solar energy. It gets it out, it works it out of your system, and it doesn't get stuck in your solar plexus as much. At least that's where I tend to feel mine. Mine tends to kind of gung up in there and swirl around, and I have to make sure I actively clear things out. And one of the things I use right now is this one. I've had just kind of one of those weeks at the shop that I work at part-time, and oh my god, it's just, people have been driving me crazy, and I've been a little bit irritable, and I haven't had a lot of time. So this is one thing I've been using. We're going to clear energy, and we're going to do a little energy clearing before we head in to our new moon energies and light transmission. So big in. Exhale out loudly. When you exhale out, kind of it helps release the tension in your body. It also works with your parasympathetic. Brain cramp. Brain just went shut down. It works with your nervous system to help release tension, and so it's something. It's like Ujjayi breath also kind of uses that kind of, or often called Darth Vader breathing. You can focus in on your breath as opposed to what you're doing, especially like in yoga. If you're doing something like, say, forward bends, which is very much about release and not making your hamstrings do what you want them to do, but letting them be where they are and letting them release on their own. So you can use that to help them relax as you relax and focus in on the breath. And you can take that same thing into your daily life and let yourself relax on that way. So, okay, I think I've left the affirmation cards across the room. We'll go grab them in a sec. This month we are, cat here. We are using Sacred Creators Oracle and the Serpent Fire Tarot for this moon energy. So let's see what we get. External validation. Ooh, interesting one. So, external validation. Are you looking outside for validation? And I think there are things that do need to come from the external. Your self-worth is not one of them. Things that back up, that need hardcore facts backed up. Like, say, in a business, Your statistics are what are telling you that, hey, things are improving, things are increasing, etc. You're on track. That's an external validation. That's a good thing. You finished your project on time. In a way, that is an external validation. That's a good thing. But when it comes to like, you know, I often think of it as like Facebook validation. I can't say validation today. Where you put something on and then no one likes it or something like that. And you're like, oh my God, everyone hates me. You want to watch out for that stuff. You want to watch out for that potential of being like, I need to be validated by the external. And, sometimes, when I showed up at the Benyon Center and my check wasn't there on payday and it's a Friday and there's nothing open on Saturday and the Vista Marla validated, they should have your check here. That's an external validation. That's okay. But, that's not determining my self-worth. That was acknowledging that I was right to be pissed off for the second week in a row my check was late. So look at how you're looking at external validation. There are external validations that are, if you're talking things out with your partner, they can externally validate how you feel. And you can externally validate how they feel. Okay, I hear that you're upset and this behavior is upsetting you. How can we change this? How can I work on this to make it more smooth? So you have that kind of aspect of external validation. And then you got the, oh my God, no one liked me on Facebook. Everyone hates me. Oh my God, no one told me I look pretty today. I feel bad about myself. Or seeking out, do I look fat? Oh my God, please don't. It's like a loaded question when someone asks you that. It's like, because even when you say no, you don't. If they don't necessarily believe you. You need to validate yourself. For me, internal validation as far as self-worth gets you a lot farther. These have a nice print smell. Sometimes prints, I think the inks and stuff like that some of them have, this one doesn't have the same smell. This one has a heavy ink smell. It smells good. As I digress into huffing ink. I love old books, old bookstores. I used to, Sam Weller, I don't think it's downtown. I don't think it's in the same spot anymore. In Salt Lake, they have this huge basement of used books. I just go down there and be like, oh, this smells so good. Old paper, yummy. Okay, so what do we got here? And this is the Serpent Fire. And this is a newer, actually both of these are newer decks to me. I love both of them. I had Sacred Creator's Oracle for a while. I just haven't used it outside of my own life. Serpent Fire definitely is gorgeous. It's based on Kundalini energies and stuff like that. Oh, I love this one. Okay, so what do we have? We got 2 major arcanas this week, dude, and external validation, which is kind of interesting considering we have the Death and the Fool and an external validation card. So, what do you need to change? Whoops, wrong side. What do you need to change in your life? What do you need to go up to that stairs, to that light, into the universe, into the divine? What do you need to change to see that within you? How can you move out of being validated externally of your self-worth into validating internally? How can you know that you are so worth going up those stairs into that bright light, into the wonder of what is and what will be? See it. See that and know it in your soul. Don't be afraid of this. The Death card is kind of one of those cards I often read. People often think of as like, oh crap cards, as I call them. Like, oh crap, I got Death. Oh. I think the Tower is probably, groaned over more than Death. But this is, a rebirth, a change. How can you change? How can you create a metamorphosis in your life and participate in it actively, not just be like, yeah, I'm going to change. This is the active process of creating change in your life and seeing where it takes you, with you directing it. And kind of, it's like, I often find death works really well with just this kind of let it kind of go, but at the same time, okay, this is where I want it to go. Guide and direct, but don't control. There's a very big difference in that kind of energy, and I strive to guide and direct and keep my mind wide open so I can see the opportunities that could possibly be coming in my change. And with death too, it's a huge, with all the solar energy that's been going on, in a way it really makes a lot of sense to me that this is popping up, because this is a card I also associate very much so with snake energy, which also has a very strong solar flare to it, especially at the moment. So, and one thing I noticed too, spiders, more than just me. I've been a lot of spiders around lately, not like a crazy amount, but more than normal. And I've seen other people mentioning spiders too. So it's kind of this mix of solar snake and grandmother spider kind of energy going down right now. And, you know, I call her grandmother spider because that's what she told me to call her years ago. And I'm like, okay, lady, not going to argue with her. So grandmother spider for me, snake and solar is just like, boom. And it's like, use that to fuel your metamorphosis, because you're going to be moving into the state where you need to leap, where you just need to go for it. Because look at that horse just leaping off the edge of this kind of waterfall thing. It's, well, unicorn actually. It's hard to see the little unicorn thing in the light. I really like this full one a lot. It's probably one of my favorites. I mean, there's just all in trust, all in, going for it. It's happening. This dude is not waiting for someone to come validate the leap and be like, yeah, go do it. You have permission from me, I'll validate your leap. Go leap. Because that leap is coming out of this transformation. And if you don't get the leap, you're kind of just you're gonna go onto the long road. It's like have you ever realized you're falling and then tried to stop yourself and you hurt yourself more because there's no way you're going to stop it? It's kind of what's going to happen there. I fell down my steps once in Salt Lake. I was holding the hose and I tripped over the hose going down these kind of steep steps. And I just said to myself, there's nothing I can do. I am going to fall, whether I try to stop myself or not. And I landed in the same position. I was basically holding my hose and I just didn't move. I just fell. I didn't really get hurt because I didn't fight it. And if you fight this, you're going to kind of pull back and you're going to crash and burn. And you don't want to crash and burn. That's no fun. You want that leap. You want what's going to come out of this transformation so you can move out of using external validation for things that shouldn't be validated externally and move into something beautiful and brilliant. That can be you. So really pay attention to how your validation is coming. Facts, figures, statistics, accomplishing things, good external validations. Validating other people's emotions, validating your emotions, good external validation. Validating self-worth, Facebook validation of, oh my God, you didn't get enough likes today. Bad. You want to validate self-worth internally, not externally. So look at where you're using that external validation and really start pulling in your self-worth from inside. Guide and direct where you're going for your changes right now, and get ready to leap, people. Get ready to leap. It's going to be brilliant. Don't pull back because you're going to splat. No splatto. Okay. Little light transmission. Pyramid's over here, so we might as well use it. Takalabitase, 혼내 켄따트리가란 혼내 나가난 자카달리네 코스피타르카티안 Yancho. Mene casa que dorgadito pones que escote de palo. Shilakate hisokochina. Kachina kone holikitika. Mene haskonika. Chirapatete kone kitakasikchi. Mene kata sokocho. Chenihati, Kidelose, Hinemoni, Hekatote, Histone, Keskolome, Hisko, Hisminekan, Asketlo, Iketan, Yon, Nepelage, Hinikoskenina, Hecha, Hone. Biskateloki, nonekete hasi tum, senekate, hern, nyaklo, hicha, hasikchi, mon, heke, hashte. Thank you very much for watching. And you can always book a reading, whether it's a new moon reading or a regular old whatever kind of reading. Amethyst's Angel is a very popular one, as is my large readings. If you're having a lot of big change in your life, this is showing up hardcore in your life. Large reading, really excellent to figure this stuff out. Change is one of my favorite things to do readings about for people. Help them find a way to feel safe in exploring it. You can always book a reading. Friday card reveals are on the blog every Friday, so don't forget to check that out. Oh, and just try and stay cool. When you get hot around the collar and angry, just deep breath in, loud exhale out. If you have to go hide in the toilet for a minute to get yourself back to where you need to be, do it. It's intensely solar right now. And probably will be, I have a feeling, until around the equinox. And I think we may start to, and August is like a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse, I think, in Mercury retrograde. Yeah, baby kittens. It's going to be crazy through August, and I really feel around September, somewhere around equinox, we should start to see the solar mellow out a little, which will be nice. Okay, much love, and I'll see you at the full moon.